Outside, a crowd of undead presses in. Someone slams on the door, begging to be let in. He shouts his name, Zonghang. Inside, everyone hides. 3 guys brace the door. One asks what they're supposed to do. A blonde girl yells at them to open it. Zonghang is their classmate. They can't abandon him. She's the class representative. If anything happens, she'll take responsibility. Leaving him out there is the same as killing him. One of the guys argues he's probably already been bitten. She doesn't back down. The guy grits his teeth, turns to Yubei, and says he'll open the door. Yubei should shut it the second Zong gets in. He starts counting before Yubei can answer. Everyone tenses 3. He twists the knob and Yubei gets shoved by the guy beside him, who's already turned. The room erupts. The protagonist shouts that Yobei's infected. The blonde tries to run. People scream. The protagonist throws up his arm to block a bite. Teeth sink in. Pain tears through him. Memories flood his mind. That day he lost his arm. The creature swarmed in. The city fell. The world ended. A hooded man asks if he's certain. A doctor watches. There are only 2 choices left. They press the button. He's back the moment before the door opens. After surviving an entire apocalypse with 1 arm, he's returned to the beginning. Outside, Zongs pounds on the door again. The blonde Ruoxi demands they open it. She's still the representative. She won't abandon her classmates. Ye stares at her. She looks younger. She snaps at them. Are they deaf? If they don't open the door, they're killing him. Ye feels it settle in. His plan worked. He's back to change everything. He calls out to her. What if Zong's been bitten? How will she handle that? She says no one saw him get bitten. There's no proof, and as representative, she'll take full responsibility. Waibi smiles. Fine. Then she can open the door herself. Rui freezes. The other girls stare at him. She shouts that he's not a real man, making a woman do it. He fires back. Easy to preach when you're not risking anything. In the end, she's just a hypocrite. She screams at him to shut up, says she's not afraid, calls them cowards, tells them to move. She grabs the knob and turns it. The door flies open. Zhang Hong crashes in. Already transformed, chaos explodes again. The door slams to the floor. Ruxi scrambles up and finds the infected Zhang Hong inches from her face. He lunges. Everyone bolts. Ruxi grabs the guy beside her, trembling. Then she shoves him forward, yelling at him to protect her. A foot slams into her ribs. Yay! He kicks her straight toward Zhang Hong. The zombie grabs her by the waist, teeth snapping for her ear. Someone drives a screwdriver into its head. The skull bursts, blood sprays everywhere. Ye watches with a thin, cold smile. Ruoxi tumbles outside, still tangled with the corpse. She looks up at Yibi, begging him to save her. He remembers his past life, how she ruined him. He picks up the fallen door. She asks what he's doing. He swings it shut, locks her outside. Then he turns to the others. Why weren't you closing the door? Panicked, the group decides to block the door. They drag over furniture, boxes, ladders, anything they can find and pile it high. Outside, Roxy keeps pounding, demanding to know what they're doing. She begs for help, shouting that she's the class representative and can't be treated like this. No one moves to help her. The others just keep stacking the barricade. Ye watches in silence. Time passes. The rain stops. Eventually, they realize they can't hear Ruaki anymore. Now the room feels different. Everyone's afraid of Yibe. He used to be the kind one. So why does he feel like a stranger? He glances around. The girls are crying. The guys avoid his eyes. Why do you all look scared of me? He asks. They quickly deny it. The blonde boy thanks him instead. If Yebe hadn't kicked Ruaki, he would have been shoved out as bait. The mood shifts. People start saying Ruaki was selfish, filthy. She would have sacrificed anyone to save herself. Yaiba smiles faintly. If you're all so brave, he says, let's open the door. I want to take a look outside. They hesitate. Why would he go out there? He shrugs. Maybe kicking her was too much. He just wants to see how she's doing. They protest. There are zombies everywhere. Waibi snaps, telling them to move. Shaken, they clear the barricade and pull the door open. He steps out onto the grass. Morning light spills over the field. No sign of Ruoxi, no Zhang Hong, no zombies. Behind him, the door slams shut. From inside, they shout that they can't let a crazy murderer back in. He'll kill them all. Ye doesn't even turn around. He walks calmly across the field. Inside, they whisper that he's lost his mind. Then the blonde boy stiffens. A female zombie stands directly in front of Yibe. He keeps walking toward her. She notices him. He smiles and tightens his grip on his tool. Suddenly he charges. The zombie barely reacts before he caves in her skull. He doesn't stop. He drives her into the ground. Inside, they're convinced now. He's insane, but Yibei is breathing hard. Even for him, that took effort. He crouches by the corpse and digs something out. A small pearl-like object. He smiles, an energy stone, the source of the apocalypse, and the key to surviving it. A footstep sounds behind him. He turns. An old zombie lurches closer. Ye grabs his tool and rushes it. Moments later, it's down too. Inside, one girl nearly throws up. The blonde boy can't understand it. This is the same coward he knew. How did he change so completely? Whispers spread. He must be pretending. No one transforms like that overnight. One boy suggests letting him back in. He's strong. He can kill zombies. Others refuse. He's a lunatic. He might kill them next. Suddenly, the window shatters. Ye peers in. You guys still in there? He grins. Come out. Killing zombies is pretty fun. They tremble. Then someone screams. There's something behind him. A zombie lunges. Ye doesn't panic. He glances back, lifts his foot, and kicks it square in the chest. He grips the tool again and smashes the zombie's jaw. It drops. Another body hits the ground. The group watches from inside, frozen. Ye wipes blood off his face. No one says a word. He notices them staring. No idea if this stuff infects you, he says. I wanted to stick with you guys, but it's too risky. I don't want to hurt anyone. Then he turns to leave. Hope you all make it. They wonder if he's really walking away. He crosses campus alone, climbs the stairs. This is how it started. Day 1, half the population infected. Government, economy, society, gone. Creatures multiply. Fear spreads faster. Professor Zhan Han called it the Dark Era. In his last life, he cut off his own arm to survive that first day. 15 years of hunger and torture followed until he met the mechanic, the man who sent him back. Now he walks calmly through empty streets. People peek from hiding. Some think he's fearless. Others say if he's out alone, he must be dangerous. He ignores them and heads toward a park. Zombies stand scattered across it, motionless. They don't react until he turns his back. Then they charge. Someone watching shouts that the kid's dead. An old man mutters, "It's insane to look for food in a world like this." Ye just smiles. One swing skull crushed, another down. A hard slam finishes the third. The onlookers can't believe it. Where did he get that nerve? Behind a curtain. A girl watches too. Sooner or later, I'll kill that bastard, she mutters. After 3 kills, Ye's breathing hard. Then he hears wings, birds scattering. 3 more zombies close in. Too many. One crawls toward him. He bolts. The earlier noise must have drawn a horde. From another house, someone scoffs at the kids running straight at them. Ye spots a convenience store and pounds on the door. He looks into the camera. Open up. I'm being chased. An old man inside calls it ridiculous. No one would open the door for some random kid. The gate starts rising anyway. A zombie rounds the corner. It leaps. He cracks its head mid-air. An old woman staggers in next. He drops her, too. He dives under the half-open gate and rolls inside. The zombies slam against the door, but he's safe for now. And the place is stacked. Supplies everywhere. A solid base behind a computer desk. A little girl watches him. Next door, inside a nightclub, Spank watches through binoculars. Says the kid's killing everything. The Mohawk guy tells Brother Centipede a student just wiped out 6 zombies alone. Brother Centipede laughs, women draped around him. Then they're weaker than I thought. If a student can handle it, we'll have no trouble. Back in the store. Yay. Bay smiles. He looks at the counter. Come out. I've already seen you. And hand over the key so I can lock up. Silence. He sighs, groans, clutches his arm. My wound's bad. I might not make it. A girl steps out from behind the counter and tosses him some medicine. He grabs her wrist. For God's sake, don't turn this into a romance. She looks like someone's kid. Time passes. Rain starts pouring outside. He lies on the bed, drained. The little girl carefully tends to his amputated arm. The pain is brutal, but he endures it. After a while, she says she's done. He thanks her for saving him. She closes the first aid kit and explains it's too dangerous outside. Her father told her to stay in the store. He can rest here. She'll bring food later. She leaves. He thinks she's too kind. Out of every door he knocked on, she's the only one who let him in. Without her, he'd be dead. Then he hears her voice at the front asking what some men are doing. That jolts him upright. A group stands outside the store. Centipede thanks her for opening the door for his friends. Nervous, she asks if they just want food. He grins. Yes, and now everything here belongs to him. She says her father will be back soon. They laugh. Her father's already been used as zombie bait. Now that she's alone, they can play a game. Yeah. Bay stands in the shadows listening as they kill her. They loot the food, dump her body, and call her an idiot. That was his past life. This time, he won't let it happen. First, she needs to understand how cruel this world is, even if she ends up hating him. She knocks on his door. He immediately snaps, asking why she's bothering him. She apologizes. She washed his clothes. They were filthy. He gets even angrier at her kindness, tells her to throw them away and leave. Embarrassed, she agrees. He thinks to himself, with a personality like that, she won't survive long. Still, the hot shower feels incredible. In the future, water will be contaminated. Moments like this won't exist. He finishes bathing. The store has plenty of food and clean water for now. Next step, equipment and weapons. He studies himself in the mirror. Being young again feels amazing. No back pain, no burning legs. Youth is a gift. Only downside, his abs are gone. He opens the door and finds she's left a suit for him. He shouts, asking how he's supposed to fight zombies dressed like that. At the nightclub, Centipede gathers his crew. The convenience store has food and liquor, but it won't last. Plan is simple. Clear the zombies out front, then take everything. And there's a cute little girl inside. Easy job. He orders his men to start killing so they can rob the place. Outside the store, zombies keep slamming against the entrance. Inside, Ye calls the girl over. Stop being naive. I need to ask you something. Why is she alone? Where's her family? She says her father went to gather supplies and hasn't returned. Ye slams the table. Are you stupid letting a stranger in like that? What if I wanted to hurt you? How would you stop me? Terrified, she says he was wounded and covered in blood. She couldn't just let him die, he shouts again. Didn't she see the creatures chasing him? With a personality like hers, she'd only slow him down. It would be easier to kill her and remove the burden. But being alone is boring. From now on, she follows his orders, every word, or he'll kill her on the spot. The nightclub crew moves toward the zombies, or rather, the zombies move toward them. They start out bold. Then the first man gets torn apart. Confidence evaporates. They wonder if these creatures are different from the ones that student killed. Centipede snarls at them to charge, or he'll kill them himself. One guy bolts, shouting that dying to zombies is better than dying by Centipede's hand. Centipede grabs him by the hair and hurls him straight into the horde. Wish granted. The man screams, asking how he could do that. And then he's devoured. The rest scramble to finish off the nearby zombies. But more keep coming. Centipede realizes there are too many. The horde they stirred up won't stop. They have to run. Back at the convenience store, it's quiet. The little girl brings Yao by a bowl of ramen. She made it for him. She also brings the hot water he asked for. He tells her to leave. She's done enough. Unless he calls her, she's not to enter his room. She nods and shuts the door. He prepares the noodles and eats immediately. He's starving. One bite and he grins. It's good. Outside, Centipede dangles from the store entrance, clinging to avoid the zombies below. Ya steps forward with the bottle of hot water. Centipede demands to know what he's doing. Ya unscrews the cap and pours it over his hand. Skin reens instantly. Blisters rise. Centipede howls but doesn't dare let go. He'd fall straight into the horde, begging for help while threatening to kill someone. Yaoi says, idiot. Then someone tugs his sleeve. The little girl. She tells him to stop. Let the man in. Don't hurt him. Ya stiffens. He told her not to come upstairs. She insists. Her father always said not to harm others. He studies her for a moment. You're not afraid he'll come in and kill you. Centipede swears he wouldn't. He's just starving, surrounded. He has nowhere else to go. The streets are full of zombies. Yay, Bay clicks his tongue. He had planned to kick him loose and let the horde finish the job. His eyes land on a box cutter on the table. They let Centipede inside. He thanks the girl sweetly, then announces that now this is his territory. Anyone who disobeys dies. The girl realizes her mistake. At the nightclub chaos, the survivors barricade the door as zombies slam against it. A bald man curses Centipede for dragging them into this mess. The girls scream. The wooden door won't hold much longer. The bald man calls for help blocking it, but as he looks at them, he thinks about running instead. Better they die than him. Back in the store, Centipede faces Ye Bei. He tells the girl she's cute but stupid if she thinks he wouldn't kill. Still, since she let him in, he'll give her a chance. She can become his slave. Then he turns to Yayabe. First, he'll deal with the bastard who scalded his hand. He plans to make him suffer. Yabe says nothing. The box cutter rests in his grip. The girl pleads. Her family owns this store. There's chocolate downstairs, snacks, enough food for everyone. For a second, there's silence. She smiles. Hopefully they can all share. Live peacefully. Centipede snaps. He lunges at her, furious. You mocking me? The blade flashes. In half a second, Yabe slices across Centipede's injured hand. Centipede screams. Ye flips the cutter into a reverse grip and moves in again. Centipede blocks the strike. Ye goes for his throat. Centipede's bigger. He drives a kick into Ye's stomach. Ye flies back. The girl crashes down with him, bleeding. Ye pushes himself up and walks toward him. Centipede sneers. First time anyone's pissed me off this much. One kick and Ye feels ribs crack. Centipede starts stomping on his leg. Pain explodes through him. How'd you kill that zombie so easy? Centipede demands not telling. Ye says, then you're dead. The stomping continues. He says eventually Ye will talk. The girl just watches. Ye lets it happen. He wants her to see what this world really is, but the cost is high. Finally, he gasps for him to stop. Says he'll explain. Centipede tells him to hurry. If he cooperates, he'll make the death less painful. Ye spits blood in his face. Wrong move. Centipede slams him into the wall and kicks him again, stomps him, punches his jaw, tells him to die. This lesson is getting out of hand. Then it shifts. The little girl lashes out, striking Centipede across the neck. He turns furious. What do you think you're doing? He shoves her hard. She hits the ground. He grabs the box cutter and roars. They're both going to die, but time's up. Ye swings a stick into the back of his neck. Centipede collapses. Ye can barely stand. The girl stares at the spreading red on the floor. Did I kill him? Ye rests a hand on her shoulder. She did what she had to. That man was evil. Confused, she asks why he treated her so harshly when she only tried to help. He tells her Centipede isn't dead. Her face lights up. Then they should save him. Ye shoves her aside. He drags her out of the room, calls her unbelievably naive, and slams the door. She drives him crazy, and now that bastard's trashed his room too. He grabs Centipede by the leg and drags him to the window. One kick. The body drops into the street like garbage. The zombies swarm, a feast. Centipede wakes just in time to realize what's happening. Outside, Ye mutters. He was lucky he didn't cut his limbs off first. A noise pulls his attention. Across the street, a guy hangs from a building, trying to avoid the zombies below. He's slipping, shaking, begging them to leave him alone. Ye calls out, anyone else alive in there? The guy says he's the last one. They held the door until someone let go. The zombies got in. Everyone died. He begs to join the convenience store. Ye refuses. If he doesn't move soon, he'll end up like the guy on the ground. The survivor looks down, sees Centipede being eaten. He swallows, gathers his nerve, and jumps to the next ledge. He moves like a parkour pro, balancing on a railing and running across it. Ye watches, almost disappointed the zombies didn't finish the nightclub crew. Time passes. The horde still lingers outside. The window's broken. Ye opens his bedroom door. The little girl is still there. Didn't I tell you to go bathe? He snaps. She glances inside. The body's gone. Don't stare, he says. He's downstairs. She hesitates. Did he escape? He tells her the way he tossed that man outside. Only a god could have survived. She looks down, upset. Why kill him like that? Even bad people can change. Evie slams the door above her head. Are you that dense? After everything in this apocalypse, he was always going to try to kill you. She repeats the word apocalypse like he's crazy. Says he doesn't know what he's talking about. He walks off. No point arguing. He might as well take another shower. She insists on talking, takes 2 steps, then collapses. He catches her just in time. He carries her to the bed, checks for bite marks. None. Probably a fever. There should be medicine somewhere in here. That explains why she's looked weak since the start. He finds a box. On top of the medicine sits a pink notebook. He flips through it. It's a donor list, medical notes. He pieces it together. Yao Yu, wear 14 years old. Leukemia. He lifts her shirt slightly and notices the bandages scattered across her skin. So many puncture marks. She's been receiving transfusions. Maybe that's why she's so desperate to help people. She's lived off their kindness. but the world she wants to save is gone. He checks his pocket. The apocalypse essences are still there. He has no idea if they'd help with something like this. Night falls, zombies crowd the streets, but it's quiet. By morning, they stand motionless, staring toward the sun like something's holding their attention. Later, Yabel wakes up at the table, freezing. He must have fallen asleep. He feels eyes on him. Yawer stands behind the door. She's already up. He asks if she feels better. She hesitates. Before she answers, he tells her to make some coffee. As she turns, he stops her. Pack tools and food. They're going to look for her father. She blinks. They're really doing that. Yes, he says. Her father went out for supplies. They can't just leave him out there, she protests. Her father told her to stay put. Be a good girl. Don't go looking for him. He asks how long he's been gone. At least 3 days. How long does it usually take? Half a day. Then think, he says. Why hasn't he come back? She snaps that 3 days ago he shouted he was on his way home, and since then, Yeba presses. Any other word? He could have been bitten, trapped, waiting for help. Shouldn't they try? She lowers her head. Her father said no matter what, she wasn't to leave. Ye stands irritated, calls her an idiot. Why was she ready to save a criminal but won't try to save her own father? He makes it clear this isn't a discussion. He could kill her and go alone, but she saved him. So finding her father is repayment. Stop whining. Grab your things. They're leaving. She rushes off, nearly tumbling down the stairs. These conversations exhaust him. Outside, the city lies in ruins. Zombies still stare skyward. Then an engine. A jeep rolls down the street behind them. These zombies really think they can stop a moving car with their arms. Yeah, good luck with that. They grab the hood and get flung aside. Back in the convenience store, Waibei stocks up on food, getting ready to leave. He glances back at Yao. Why are you hiding? You done packing? She looks small and gloomy. And what are you wearing? We're not going to a party. He drops it. Where are the instant noodles? She hands them over. He eats while scanning the store. Planning. Once that door opens, he'll need to clear zombies and find a working car. Then get her into it without her doing something reckless. That'll be the hard part. She's nibbling spicy sticks. He asks for one. She's still down from being scolded nonstop. Then someone approaches. In the next second, everything explodes inward. Shelves topple, debris flies, earthquake. Ye mutters, no. A car has plowed halfway into the store. The door swings open. A bald, chubby man in military gear steps out laughing. Says he's lucky to find a convenience store. He kicks a zombie aside. Good zombie is a dead zombie. He strolls in, eyes lighting up at the snacks. Drops to a crouch, licking his lips. Jackpot. The city center was empty, so he tried this deserted block. Looks like it paid off. A box cutter flashes into view. Drop it, Ye says. Last bug who came in got dealt with. I won't hesitate. The chubby guy reacts fast. Hurls snacks at Ye's face. Ye blinks. The guy grabs what he can and sprints back to the car, slamming the door. Ye appears at the window instantly. Filthy pig die. The blade presses close. I surrender. The guy blurts. That's when Yao Yuru tells Yubei to stop killing people. Both men stare at her. She fumbles out an explanation. If he dies, who pays for the damage to the store? Ye studies her. The chubby man trembles. A slow grin spreads across Ye's face. She's right. He tells the man the car covers the damage. Then he orders Yao to grab her bags. They're leaving. She agrees, then freezes. The crash has drawn a horde. Zombies pour down the street. The chubby guy panics. He just killed a bunch. Why are there more? Yao jumps into the car. Doors slam. Buckle up. The driver yells. He floors it. Zombies cling to the sides as the truck barrels forward, crushing everything in its path. He tears through the streets like he's in an action movie, even drifting corners like it's Fast and Furious. Drive straight. Ye warns or I'll open your neck. The driver argues they need to clear zombies or they won't get through. Yabe ignores him. Yeah, where was your father heading? Fudong supermarket. That's what he said on the last call. The driver groans. That place is always packed. It must be crawling with zombies now. Stop whining. Yabe says, drive or you'll die there. They finally shake the horde. The chubby guy glances back. If it gets boring, I can turn on some music. Out on the road, things finally settle. A zombie lies in the street, a branch still clutched in its hand. It lifts an arm as the Jeep approaches. The chubby driver doesn't slow down. He runs it over without blinking. He's blasting music, chewing candy, mowing through anything in front of him, clearly having the time of his life. Keep it down. Yay. I want to rest. Relax. The driver replies. This car is solid. Yabe raises the box cutter. You're not listening. Silence. The driver slams the brakes. I didn't say stop. Yabe says, I said stop the noise. The driver swallows. We're out of gas. Both Yabe and Yao shout in frustration. The driver apologizes. Forgot there weren't any gas stations nearby. He starts stuffing his face. If I'm dying full. Yao hears something outside. A massive zombie looms at her window. They've stalled beside a park. A horde starts closing in. Even if the car holds, they'll be trapped. Then Yabe spots a machete behind the seat. Zombies slam against the windows. A door suddenly flies open, kicked off its hinges. Yabe steps out calmly. A zombie lunges. The machete flashes. One down. Inside, Yao trembles. Yabe grins. Nice edge. Another zombie shuffles in for amateurs like this. This is enough. Slash. Another drops. Two more come. He kicks one in the chest, pivots, and cuts the other down. The driver watches, stunned. Even Yao Yuer stares in disbelief. Another big one collapses. Yabe taps the blade against the car. Out, the driver shakes his head. Stay in there and you'll die anyway. Yabe says other cars are around. Maybe we can siphon fuel. While Yabe handles the zombies, the driver's job is to get gas. After all that singing, he'd better know his way around a vehicle. Yabe tells Yer to stay inside. Too dangerous. Then he gestures for the driver to follow. The man hesitates. Says he needs a moment. Too late. Yab has already dropped another zombie. No fear at all. He slices through one more and calls back. Move. The driver suddenly remembers there are fuel canisters in the truck bed. He starts thinking maybe Yab is worth keeping around. Yabe kills another and asks what he just said. The driver stammers. Shocked, that's all. If they wait a bit, he can refill the tank. Later, Yab says, I need your help first. He opens his hand. A green pearl rests in his palm. These come from zombie brains while I kill you collect. The driver pales. He's never done anything like that. It's easy, Yab says, demonstrating quickly. Got it, the driver grimaces. That's disgusting. I'd rather stay in the car. Go back and you'll end up minced, Yab replies. How am I supposed to do it without a knife? Use your hands. Yab steps forward and drops another zombie. The driver swallows hard, approaches the first corpse, then panics. Runs back to the Jeep, grabs a tool, mutters a prayer. No time. Yab snaps. Start collecting. The driver hovers over the body, sweating. It's not still alive, right? The chubby guy smacks the corpse and digs in. A small green crystal rolls into his palm. That's it. He stares at it, surprised. Easier than he expected. There really is something inside the skull. He never imagined a human head could produce this. Are these worth money? He asks. Shut up, Yabe replies. The guy starts wondering if this is why people turned into zombies. Maybe he should pocket a few. Meanwhile, Yab cuts down another cluster. After a while, he calls it. That's enough. The ones farther out aren't worth it. This body is still untrained. It's harder than it should be. He turns back. How many? The chubby guy beams a bunch. Says, it's almost fun. Clean them, store them, then fill the tank. Time to move. Yabe checks on Yao Yu. Her condition's worse. He grabs her arm, calls her name. Her skin's burning. The fever is higher than before. He rummages through her bag. They took medicine and water earlier. The chubby guy leans in. What's wrong with her? Shut up. Pump the gas. After a while, the fever eases slightly. Maybe she overheated in the car, the driver suggests. Feeling better? Yahi cuts him off with a glare. They already lost time because he pretended they were out of fuel. If he hides anything else, he's dead. The guy apologizes fast, says he won't lie again. Yao Yor stirs awake. They drive on. After a stretch of road, the driver glances over, compliments Yahi's blade work, asks his name. Give yours first, Yahi says. Yao Hang. I run a workshop in the city. That truck? A customer left it for repairs. Never came back once the apocalypse hit. Yahi. Suddenly, Zhao Hang slams the brakes. The truck skids. Yahi grabs the seat to steady himself. What was that? The road's blocked. Ahead, wrecked vehicles burn across the entire stretch. No way through. Yahi is still trembling, but at least she's up right now. Yahi studies the blockage. No way to reach the area where her father went. She just watches, silent. There's another route. Xiao Heng says, longer, still going. Yes, but first we need better weapons. He asks if Xiao Heng knows an electrician or a weapon shop. Zhao Hong thinks, then nods. He knows someone, a blacksmith from his hometown, skilled. That gets Ya's attention. Good chance he's alive. If not, his place should still have supplies. This machete, he made it. More materials means better gear. Worth it. Xiao Hung starts reminiscing about old times. Quiet, Yao says softly. Yahi's dozed off. They cross a bridge into another district. Xiao Hung steps out and stretches. Finally, years may have passed, but the place hasn't changed much. Yahi eyes the area. This better be worth it. If not, you're getting buried here. First rule, clear the area before entering. He scans the zombies outside. Any of these look like your friend?